survival mode. This week, last week, survival mode. Okay. With that being said, you need to focus on your long-term goals with your stock, and your investments. Like I said, I categorized my stocks. Some of them I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they went up a couple of pennies, $1, $2, fine. But if it's a stock that I want it to reach its maximum potential, I'll stay in it long. And then when it dips, I'll buy more shares. That's just my strategy. Now, last week I talked about China food and beverage, and of course, marijuana. Let's see, research, distribution, and they have not a utopia they're building for people to go and use medical cannabis. But however, their shares went up to the highest, almost about $2.07 today. Last week when we talked on Friday, they were around 40 cents. Okay, Monday they're around 70 cents. Okay. But I bought a certain amount of shares back when it was like 14 cents, or maybe about lower than that. It just depends. And then I bought some more shares when it was around 20 something cent. And then as it goes on, as the stock began to rise, and I really don't know the longevity of this company because I'm learning it just like you're learning it, probably in the stages or whatever, right? But me personally, I decided to, hey, okay, it's around $2. I can sell off 25 shares. I can sell off 100 shares because why? I bought at least 500 shares so I can make some money. So now it's up and down. It's on this roller coaster with me today, but I bought in at 14 cents. So I am making a profit. You want to survive. You want to sell off shares if you have plans of buying into another company and getting in a dip. So you want to use the budget that you have for yourself. You don't want a lot of your money tied up. You expecting to crash. You have no idea what's going on with the stock market right now. You need to keep in mind the ice freezing in Texas and everything going on with the snow and the freezing water, all that in Texas, pipes busting, homes messed up, the roads not clear. Texas went through a lot. So that does affect the economy, even though you think, oh, it's just one area. Shipping and receiving couldn't go. The banks probably weren't open. The electric companies wasn't running. So there is a change in the economic status based on that. That has something greatly to do with the stock market. My barrel injury company went down in stock, but that's just them. I don't necessarily think it's Texas related, but you keep in mind you need to be in survival mode when it dips and these companies aren't facing any bankruptcy at the current time. Don't panic. I decided to buy more Barrel Energy Company because I want to get a better price. So when I do make a profit and I do have more shares, I'm going to get the maximum benefit of my buy-in point. Now, I told y'all when GME, GameStop, decides to dip down to around $25 to $30, I was going to buy back in. It never got down to my mark point. And then this week it went into a frenzy. I mean, nearly 196, and now it's down to maybe $97 to $100. Well, if you fell for the bait and you made some money, congratulations. However, if you're still dealing with certain companies that doesn't allow you to have hands on, and when you sell and when you buy, you might not have made the money that you thought you were going to make, as you seen earlier this year when it was at $300 to $400 a share with GME, GameStop. Now, I did not buy in. Did I buy when it went up to $60? No. Did I buy when it went up to $100? No. I do not want to play with certain stocks and I can invest my money. That amount of money that I would invest in GameStop, I could invest in maybe like 6 other penny stocks and still make the same amount of money. And that's just from my experience and what I've done all week. So move around and see what's out there. Do not always follow the trends. All right. You need to be in survival mode and think about what your budget is and what you want to make and what your goals is. Okay. I didn't want to go into graphs today because the charts are up and down. I really would be able to show you everything I want to show you. Now, some people have lost faith in OCGN. Their vaccination for COVID-19 has not been approved yet. It probably wouldn't be approved to maybe mid-March, but some people have pulled out their shares. Once again, I got in at 20 cents and they're up to around an average of $9 a share. It dips, it goes down to 7, it goes up to 13. It just depends on, because why, you have option stocks, you have day traders, you have swing traders, you have people who get in, get a couple of dollars, and move on. So you need to keep in mind, know what you want to do, go into survival mode to be self sufficient on what you want to do and what you want to do with your money. Okay. If you want to contact me, talk to moneybaby@gmail.com. You might see me on Clubhouse, and that is Talk Money Baby on Clubhouse. I'm just hanging out in the rooms, listening, keeping my ear to the streets, which is Clubhouse now, which I call Clout House just to be funny about it. But there are some people in there that you can network and contact. People are looking at who you are on that platform. So make sure you have a presentable profile and says, hey, I'm into stocks, so they know why you're in the room, why you're there. And if you might have any questions, they can answer some questions, but they will not be giving you investment advice. Like, I don't give investment advice. I'm just letting you know my experiences so that way it can help you draw your conclusions. And of course, I have been reading books, and that is just so shocking to my parents. But yes, I'm reading stock books so I can learn in advance, because that is the knowledge I need if I want to grow and stay in survival mode. Thank you for tuning in today. Catch you next week. Talk Money Baby.